I was fishing on my own land when the HOA called the cops on me. For months later, their mistake cost them $1.2 million, and I didn't lift a finger. I never imagined fishing in my own lake would land me in a standoff with the HOA or cost them over $1 million. It all started on a calm Saturday morning. I had packed up my tackle box, grabbed a thermos of coffee, and walked down the trail behind my ranch house to the lake, a beautiful piece of water that wrapped around the lower end of my property like a horseshoe. It's been in my family for 3 generations, stocked with bass and catfish by my late grandfather. That lake is where I learned to fish, where my dad taught me patience, and where I still go when I need peace. But that morning, as I cast my line and leaned back in my old folding chair, 2 white SUVs rolled up. Out jumped a couple of HOA board members, led by a woman I'd seen at a few town meetings, bossy, loud, and always trying to flex authority where it didn't belong. She came marching toward me, clipboard in hand, and told me I was trespassing on HOA land. I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke, but she was dead serious. I calmly told her the lake was on my private property. I even offered to walk her back to the boundary markers, but she cut me off and threatened to call the police if I didn't leave immediately. I shrugged and went back to fishing. 5 minutes later, 2 deputies arrived. One officer was respectful, but confused. The HOA lady had told them I was violating community rules by using HOA-owned land for private fishing. I pulled out a folder I always keep in my tackle box. Inside was the original deed, updated land surveys, and a legal document showing full ownership of the lake and surrounding acreage. Turns out, the HOA had mistakenly been including my land in their community map for years, collecting dues from nearby residents, and even issuing citations for things like unauthorized kayaking. The officer reviewed the documents and gave me a nod. The HOA lady turned red and stormed off, clearly humiliated. But I wasn't done. The next week, I met with my lawyer and filed a formal complaint. After a quiet legal battle that lasted 4 months, the HOA was forced to admit their error. They had overstepped by enforcing rules on private land that was never part of their jurisdiction. On top of that, they were ordered to repay over $1.2 million in improperly collected dues and fines to me and several neighboring properties the HOA had falsely claimed authority over. The news spread like wildfire. Several board members resigned. Their reputation in the area was ruined, all because they tried to police a man fishing in his own lake. So now, every time I cast a line into that calm water, I smile, not just because I love fishing, but because I stood up to a bully and won. For more stories where justice wins, like this video and subscribe to our channel HOA Voice. The truth always finds a voice.